Good morning and happy October. This is the Gribbly's Folly Antisocial Hour. That time when I smoke my pipe and complain about humanity while answering all of its questions. And if you are a piece of humanity with a question for me, leave it in the comments down below with the hashtag AskGribbs. I'll answer any questions, big questions, small questions, personal questions, obscure questions. It all gets answered here, unless I don't want to. Does anybody else get like 14 political robocalls a day and like the text messages? Do you get these things? I can't. All right, so it's October, right? Time for a surprise, and this isn't a surprise because I've been teasing it for weeks. The book is live now. Go order my photographic ebook on my website. Link in the description below. Now, it's $20, but if $20 is too rich for your blood, number one, I empathize. Number two, you can join my mailing list, also linked down below. And until Sunday, I'm going to be sending out a discount code that will get you, I think it's 35% off the price of this $20 ebook. Go check that out if you're into saving money while you're reading a searing prose and looking at smoldering hot wilderness photography. Unless you've been living under a rock or just not watching the YouTube channel of some guy that smokes his pipe in his garage. This book is a big deal, and it happens to have the same name as my channel. And so it is kind of, it encompasses everything that I've been doing the last 4 years. And if that's the kind of thing you're into, I think it's worth a read. Funny, political, sad, gruesome, all kinds of stuff in this book. 204 pages of photos and text. Link down below. Go check it out. Got a comment from somebody who YouTube recommended my channel to them, and they watched the video on me finishing the book and that marathon writing / editing session. They watched the video and then they were like, "Who is this person?" And I just don't know why YouTube would ever recommend my channel to anyone. I guess if you're looking up pipes or you're looking up very specific fishing gear, maybe it would come up. Anyway, let's bring up your questions here. We have quite a few. Since we've kind of transitioned away from the Sunday antisocial, I'm just going to I'm going to have an antisocial every time there's a half dozen questions. How about that? Does that sound good? By the way, smoking my Stanwell pot, and in it is Charing Cross from GLP's. Delightful tobacco. How about that? How about the world? Has anyone paid attention to the world lately? Everything is fucked. Poor Chris Wallace, man. The guy is basically a Peanuts character, and he just couldn't hack it. He did not pack the gear to serve in my beloved Corps. That situation. I didn't watch it. I went back and I watched the low light reel from the presidential debate. And of course that's what happened. That's what I was expecting was going to happen. I read an interview with Chris Wallace after the fact where he was like, I didn't expect that to happen. Dude, come on. Where have you been for 4 years that you didn't expect that to happen? And so I was talking to Les Brady last week, and he said the wildfires are contained enough that the sky isn't orange anymore. So that's nice, but that's still a thing. We just had our biggest first ever. We just had our biggest ever increase in new cases of the coronavirus here, and I think school. Yeah, we go back to school next week. Next week? I can't remember. Well, it doesn't matter because my kid is 100% remote, which is, let me tell you, it's just the best thing ever, really. When you're running a business out of your house and writing a book, and there's this other thing I'm working on, and a kindergarten teacher, that is a recipe for multiple ulcers. And you get to name them. You can feel them in different parts of your digestive tract. You can say, oh, Rasputin, my ulcer is he's in a bad mood today. All right, Front Porch Piper Ask Gribbs, will the book be available? I'm gonna need more coffee for this. Will the book be available in Kindle form? No, it will not. And I researched this when I was like a month ago when I decided to make an ebook. So the deal was I wanted to make an actual book. And it had to be a photo book, and it had to have writing, and it had to be nice, it had to be a nice photo book. And I was thinking of pricing this at like $50 or so. And then I actually looked into that, and that's not possible. You can't do that unless you are going to make a book that's like 25 pages long. And this book is 204 pages long. So I would have had to have charged $250 to $300 per copy for this book. And I didn't want to do that. I mean, I wouldn't buy that. I mean, not that it wouldn't be a gorgeous product or whatever, but I don't own. I own probably 1/1000th of the photo books I would like to own, because photo books are freaking expensive. So, yeah, so that's why it became an ebook, is because I would either have to cut 90% of the content or charge way more than most people want to pay for a book, especially from some guy in his garage, So we went the ebook route, and then I looked into the Kindle thing, I looked into the Apple thing, and eventually it was just like, I'm gonna have to like learn new software to do this, and then if it's on Kindle, it's not compatible with. If this book sells like a ton of copies, then I'll go back and remake it as a Kindle edition. I'll make a Kindle edition so that folks, but for right now, when you hit download, you get a PDF. So it will work on any device as far as I know, unless Kindles can't read PDFs, which would be kind of stupid, because the whole point of a PDF is that it's a universal format. Well, I don't know. I'm not a publisher. I am not. I mean, technically I am now, because I've just self-published a book. Go check it out. Link down below. This is the kind of professional content you've come to expect on my channel. Over a Pipe asks Gribbs, are there brown sugar Pop-Tarts in the book? Of course there are. They are the essence of brown sugar Pop-Tarts is infused in every page of this book. If not, I'm afraid I will have to wait for the abridged version. Fat guy goes in woods, falls down a lot. The end. No way I could contribute to something that has been compromised. This book might turn me into the Manchurian suburbs dad of North Georgia. Beat of luck on the book, and congrats. Thank you so much, and good luck with the reading. I know it's tough. So there is a YTPC shout out in the book, and I think I mentioned smoking my pipe several times. Brown sugar Pop-Tarts are not, they're implied. They're just, of course there's brown sugar Pop-Tarts. Blake, 1827, ask Gribbs, why do they call it chili if it's hot? Also, green chili beer is a thing. It's delicious. Let's address that first. No, it's not. It's not delicious, nor is it a thing. Sorry. Why is it that people are always trying to think of ways to make beer more disgusting? I don't get it. So the reason that chilies are called chili, well, the reason chili is called chili is because it's got chili peppers in it, right? And the reason chili peppers are called chilies is because they were invented by Pinochet. When he was dropping people out of helicopters, he was like, how can I make this just a little bit more insulting? And so he got these peppers he had in his garden, and he like squirt the juice in their eye and kick them out of the helicopter. Was Pinochet Chile, or was that Peru? Okay, it was Chile. All right, good. Chile, yeah. He had a cool hat, man. You say what you will. Fascists have style. Except for one that I know of. That's kind of a reach for him. Due to my total lack of function as an adult in my life. It's true. It's true. I am so glad. I am so glad that my clients and people that know me and you guys can't like see what's going on in here and what's going on like in my house. Like it's awful. It's awful. I'm really, really struggling. But we continue to march. What was I saying? All right, okay. Due to the dysfunction that I have in my life, I have missed several questions, one of which was from Timber Drifter asking what it is I get out of these videos. And he thought that because I didn't answer, there was some kind of implied meaning, and that is not the case. I just forgot. And then there was another one. Somebody on Instagram was asking me, who was it? I'm gonna have to go back and find it. Hang on. Never mind, I can't log into Instagram from this computer and I need my phone to do the recording. Somebody was asking me, what's the silver lining for COVID? Stop. I don't want to log in. I don't care. Close that. Okay. Jeez. Somebody was asking me, what's the silver lining from COVID? What has it allowed me to do? Well, there's a lot less old people around now. So the roads are kind of clear. Was that too much? Was that after the debate? Was that too much? I don't think there's a silver lining to COVID. Though every cloud has a silver lining. Okay, yes, it's true that causes have effects, and some of those effects might be neutral or not that bad, or even good. They might be good in the moment, like the fact that I've been able to write this book. I wouldn't have been able to do that if it had been a normal year for me. But I won't call that a silver lining. Like, it's no part of me being able to write and publish my ebook makes up for 200,000 dead just in America alone. I mean, I think globally we're up to 1 million now. This is a horrible tragedy in the history of humanity, and I know what you're saying. I know what the question you're asking is, and the answer would be write this book. That's what I've been able to do. But I don't think we're even beginning to understand what's happening, and it kind of won't even. It's going to be. I mean, I think a lot of world events are like this, where like really big ones, like wars and stuff like that, where you don't really know what it means until it's over, and people start to look back on it. And I don't think we're really even started. I think that this is all just prologue. The memes have been going around, happy 6-month anniversary to 15 days to flatten the curve. Yeah, and I think that's kind of our situation. It'd be a total downer. Paul Palmer asks, what should eat digital? Does that make sense to you guys? Because I'm not a good judge. The second part of his sentence is, do you do any post-processing on the images? And I think this was left on my video about the Zeiss Icon Netar. Yes, I post-process the hell out of my images, as any good photographer does. I am not of the school that says that if you alter your image, that you're somehow less of a photographer. That is bullshit. Ansel Adams, Walker Evans, Eugene Smith. I mean, name anybody you want. Even so-called like photojournalists. Those images were made into what they were. They were not. You can. There's a school that says you have to take a photograph, but the correct school is that you make a photograph. And yeah. Now, having said that, I don't do anything that will alter the meaning of the image. So what I see is what I try to communicate. And so that means I'm not like cloning out vast areas of my images. I'm not removing people or cars or, I mean, sometimes like if there's a tiny car in the distance or something, I might remove it, but why not just wait for the car to pass? That's part of taking the image. Anyway, there's a scene where there's a thing I want to photograph, and there's always a car parked in front of it, like just off to the side, and I could totally take it and clone it out, but I'm not. I'm gonna wait till I can get that shot without the car there, because more true to what's I don't know. See, I'm contradicting myself now. But yeah, I mean, anything that you could do in the darkroom, I will do to my images without hesitation. So, lightening, darkening, adjusting contrast, vignetting, that sort of thing. When it's like, do you composite a whole different sky into your landscape because this one isn't exciting enough? I don't do that stuff. And it's more just about like that's not to my taste, you know. John Galdieri asked Gribbs. John, haven't heard from you in a while. Good to hear from you and Cassidy Rose, I assume. Ask Gribbs, when was the last time you feel like you experienced the grace of God while in nature, i.e., something that you saw that made you feel it? Was it just a feeling you had, irrespective of what you saw while in nature, et cetera, et cetera? To me, the word grace means a blessing that you do not deserve. And so, taken literally, I would say that I mostly feel that when I have gotten myself into a situation and I'm able to get out of it. Because let's be honest, my wilderness skills are not, I'm not that capable. And so there are times when, I'm trying to think of a specific example. I mean, the thing with the bear, the bear that was being chased by dogs and ran up a tree instead of eating me, that was definitely a situation where it was like, the bear had every right to eat me. I mean, I wasn't doing anything stupid. I was just walking by, but like, it was an unlucky situation, and it turned out fine because the bear went up a tree. And you know, I didn't have that thought at the moment of like, wow, that's the grace of God. But later I was like, you know, I could have gotten really, really hurt in that situation, and I just didn't. Out of nothing, you know, no capability on my part. I just didn't get hurt. It was just chance. What you mean is a presence or a sense of a larger and many times more compassionate and, well, I don't know if that's sort of the right word either. I feel a sense quite often, and I think it's hard not to if you're the kind of person that goes out into the woods a lot, where you just can't believe you're looking at what you're looking at, be it a waterfall or a fish or whatever. You know, it's so much that I can't really quite think of an example. Although I was in this place, and I haven't come up with a good nickname for this place, so I don't want to say the name of the place. But I was in this place recently where it was so remote, it made the usual places I go look like a city park. Like, I'm going to go to October Gulch tomorrow, and October Gulch, since the beginning of COVID, has been basically overrun with people. So I've been looking for places more remote than October Gulch, and I found one, and I was way out there, and suddenly keenly aware. What am I talking about? Why am I talking about this? I was suddenly keenly aware of how far out I was. I told my wife where I was going, but I mean, what does that mean? Like, oh, I'm going to Spartanburg. I'm going to Spartanburg. Okay, well, if I don't come back, where in Spartanburg do you look? It's kind of like that. And I was out there and I was fishing this little hole, and I caught a fish and it got off, and I was really pissed off. And then I thought, you know, I'm out here in this incredibly gorgeous place, and right now I'm able to walk out. As long as nothing happens between this moment and when I get back to the trail, I'm able to walk out of here. Like, I'm just not going to complain. So then in considering that totality, I was able to consider the value of hooking the fish, of almost getting the fish, and it all like fell into place as this as this like interesting story of that in its own right was incredibly beautiful, even though it didn't catch the fish, even though it was pissed off. And those moments happen a lot to me, where I am able to, in nature, rise above my human self into my shaman self. So I think this is a good time to talk about, since we're here, right? This is a good time to talk about the way forward for me, and what I guess is going to happen on this channel, and just in my life in general. When you're overwhelmed with work, as I have been the last several weeks, it kind of tells you what you really want to do. Like, hang on, motorcycle. When you can't do everything you want to do because you got so much work, and even though I love all my work, right? The thing that you keep coming back to, like, man, I would really like to be doing this right now. That's the thing that you really want to do. And the thing I really want to do is photography. The thing that I really want to do is specifically landscape photography. Although that doesn't. I mean, I don't think that my pinhole shots of waterfalls are like landscape photography or nature photography. Nor are my trail cam shots nature photography. Like, all the stuff in this book is nature photography, I guess, because it's taken in nature. But like, what does that even mean? And it's not like I'm shooting photos of like rhinos on the Serengeti with a long lens. Are rhinos on the Serengeti? What the hell lives on the Serengeti? Lions? I don't know. Rhinos in the woods in Africa? Are there woods, or is it all Serengeti? What is a Serengeti? The point is, it's been 4 years since I wanted to take pictures of people. And I don't think that's going to change anytime soon. I think especially with COVID, it's just not interesting to me. And you know, my professional work is what it is, but weddings are not really much of a thing, and so I feel that I'm sort of, by a reductive process, I'm sort of here with, you know, I want to be shooting these pictures that in and of themselves are what they are. I know that you don't have to understand. You can quit watching this video pretty much at this point. But like Gribley's Folly, super conceptualized, right? Like, it had all this political stuff in it, and then it had like the spiritual aspects, and I don't want to do that anymore. I want to go out and I want to take pictures that are good pictures, and that's it. Like, they don't have to be connected, and that in itself is what connects them, if that makes sense. Like, it's very much objective reporting, in the sense that I want to go out and find things to take pictures of, and take pictures of them without an agenda. But then, obviously, it's not objective because I'm making these images into something. The point is, I think I've figured out what I want to do. And then the question is, can I do it? Can I make enough money selling prints of waterfalls or trees in fog to do it? And you know, if I can't, I gotta go get a real job like everybody else, I suppose. I still don't know. I mean, the reason I don't have a real job right now is because we have a special needs kid who we are basically homeschooling. So that situation isn't going to go away anytime soon. Like, it's not like I can just go work at Walmart and leave the kid home all day long. So, I mean, I'm terrified to be in this situation where it's like, okay, I know what I want to do, and now I really got to make it work because there's not any better options. So I don't know if you want to take that as like foreshadowing where these videos are going to go, but I'm going to be shooting a lot more photos, and I'm going to be taking you guys along for that ride. I hope. It's really tough. I don't know. Well, okay, I do know this. Oh man, this is a bad idea. Okay, so you guys probably don't watch a lot of analog photographer channels on YouTube, but I have been doing that lately because I've been thinking, okay, well, you know, how am I going to market myself? Well, I do have this YouTube channel. You know, maybe I could break into the analog scene on YouTube. And the problem with those guys are, I mean, there's a lot of guys out there doing really good videos and showing off the gear and all that, but their photos suck. That's the problem. I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be that guy who like makes a 10-minute video about going out to take a picture of like a gas station at night. That's not, I mean, I've taken a lot of pictures. There's nothing wrong with a gas station at night. In fact, that's on my list of things to photograph. Never mind. But you know what I mean? It's like I want to actually be producing the images. This is about making photos and not about making videos about making photos. And so I'm a little torn on that because I know you guys like the adventure videos and all that. But man, sometimes it's just really difficult to mix those things because you got 5 minutes of light and you know, I guess with an actual GoPro or something, I could maybe I just need to buy an actual GoPro. Now I'm definitely in the rambling stage. Thank you so much for watching. Please go buy my book. If you don't want to buy my book, don't go buy my book. But it is a good book, and it is available at the link below. Sign up on the list for the discount if you care about that. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you soon. Keep the ends out for the ties that bind.